Pokemon has been around for a while now, just shy of 27 years in fact, the original games Red and Green having been released to Japan in November of 1996. And those 27 years have brought us a lot. 9 generations, 43 main series games, 122 total games, and just over 1,000 different Pokemon to choose from throughout all of those adventures. Some may say that's too many Pokemon, and what is often their reason? Something to the effect of the designs are getting worse, or they're running out of ideas, or the tried and true Pokemon fell off after Gen 1. I mean, come on, they made ice cream into a Pokemon. That's inexcusable. Hey, fair enough, I'll take a step back, I'll concede, I'll head over here and leave you to play with your pile of magnets.
Hello there.
What's this? It's just nothing. It's just a literal Gundam, but who cares about that when you've got a rock with arms, right? Now, it is true that the first Pokemon game was released back in '96, but the story goes back even further to 1989 when Satoshi Tajiri conceived the idea of having these fun little monsters living alongside people, used to battle against others for fun, fame, and fortune. And as many of you know, Bulbasaur is labeled as number 001 in the National Dex. But believe it or not, the little plant dinosaur was not the first Pokemon to be created. Maybe it was Pikachu, since it is practically the mascot of the series. No, actually, it was Rhydon. Not Rhyhorn, Rhydon, the second stage. And that's why you see so many sprites of the bipedal rhino in the first games. They had the design already, so I suppose why not toss it in everywhere for decorative flair. Lapras and Clefairy were also some fairly early designs, but our less than helpful rock ground ungulate gets to claim the first spot. And Rhydon isn't all that bad of a design in all honesty. Our horned friend looks a bit doofy, but the same goes for a good amount of Pokemon designs. Ones like Tyrogue and Feebas come to mind, mainly because they just kinda exist to evolve into a different mon. Ironically enough, those evos cause the Pokemon to switch sides a bit. Tyrogue going from that slightly menacing, childlike figure to some of the funniest designs in the series in my opinion, and the most clueless, helpless fish, Feebas, turning into the most elegant serpent the series will likely ever give us. But it isn't always such a nice, drastic design change that makes the mon go from 0 to hero. Pun 100% intended. Oftentimes the change is steady, seen mostly in 3-stage evolutions, sorta aging like a fine wine. Unless you're the Clink line, seriously, 2 gears, then we add a bigger one and finish it off by adding another one and a spiky circle. Not winning any awards as far as I'm concerned. When seeking out good examples of the aforementioned 3-stage aging process, you'll find that directing your attention to basically all of the starter lines is a good place to start. For a while now, the evolution lines that come with those first friends have been full of beauties. Charmander, the cutest fire salamander the world will ever see, becomes the winged, fire-breathing dragon Charizard. Chikorita, the adorable leaf-topped sauropod, finds itself being the big, flower-bearing dino Meganium. Froakie, the smallest, kindest little frog, somehow turns into this? Like, honestly, it's just hit after hit after hit with these guys. Though there is an odd trend when it comes to these Pokemon. You'll notice that I listed only the first and final stages of those Evo lines, and that comes with reason. Charmander and Chikorita don't really fall victim to this, but Froakie certainly does, along with several others throughout the series. To put it lightly, it's kinda like the starters have been going through an it's not a phase kind of phase, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. It's been sort of an on and off problem, mostly starting in Gen 3 with there being a dick and a bipedal demon frog as mid stages, but hey, at least the payoff is well worth it. Gen 4 mostly scooted by this, with its mid stages being teacher's pets at worst and a misfit squad at best. The same applying to Gen 5. Except Pignite. I'm not quite sure why this one displeases me this much, but it certainly does. Gen 6 was where this trend really hit though. I mentioned Froakie earlier as Frogadier is one of the more awkward looking ones, but Quilladin is no better. This Pokemon's design is funny for sure, but the payoff is less than worth it in my opinion, and I think I'm safe with that stance. Chestnut is apparently one of the least popular starters of all time, so I'm only expecting maybe one comment on how Chestnut is the best starter and how it's so underrated, etc, etc. Of course, feel free to prove me wrong. The awkward stage then took a turn for the worse in Gen 8. The middle stages looking like they frequently listen to Pierce the Veil, have robbed a bank, or have never been told I love you. Or all three. That is entirely possible. There are plenty of gorgeous designs in these games though, from the majestic looks of Ninetales and Rapidash, including their regional forms, to the more intimidating likes of Infernape and Seismitoad. These games excel in the way they choose to design their monsters, and that is why I wish to take the next 30 seconds to list some of my favorites and why I like them in no particular order. 1. Eevee. My favorite Pokemon ever, simple, and Fennec Foxes are adorable. 2. Breloom. The mushroom hat concept going on is funny as hell, the color scheme is very nice to look at, and the idea of a fighting fungus amuses me. 3. Shedinja. To me, it kinda looks like it just has its eyes crossed, and the halo is a nice touch for what is just a dead bug. 4. Excalibur. I just really like Godzilla. 5. Budswole. How could you not like this one? I know, it's super goofy, but that's what makes it great. The idea of a buff-ass mosquito makes me laugh, and it should do for just about everyone. Heracross is cool and all, but he's gonna have to make room for the new insect game. Now, I could go ahead and list off 5 of my least favorite designs, but I'd rather just focus on the main point here. What is the point I'm trying to make, you may be asking? Well, it's that Bruxis, Strixolt, Swirlix, Wormadam, Illumise, they all suck. It's that Pokemon designs are still great. They've been hit or miss since the beginning, and I know it may be easy to hate on the teacup, but let's be real. Golbat has no right existing, even in the 9th circle of hell. Many people have worked on these designs, starting of course in Japan, and the design team slowly expanded, eventually bringing in James Turner, the first Western designer of Pokemon. He is the one behind the ice cream, yeah, but he also made Buzzwole, Trevenant, and Dondozo, so I think he deserves some brownie points. And I wouldn't be surprised if some think that that was the turning point in the designs, similar to what happened with the Mega Man series and its Robot Masters. I don't know about you, but I think Nightman at the very least is pretty cool. The fact of the matter is that Pokemon has had designs both good and bad from the very start. Saying things like Pokemon fell off after Gen 1 because the designs just got stupid holds no ground. The designs have been stupid since day one, in the most endearing way possible. You may not like Trubbish, and that's okay. You're entitled to your opinion, regardless of how wrong it may be. Trubbish is my boy, and I don't want to hear any slander toward my boy. Pokemon are going to continue to be either absolutely flabbergastingly beautiful or horribly, stupendously ugly. Potentially even a few 2-for-1s here and there, who knows? In summary, just let people like what they want to like, and only bully them if they like Bruxish. Go ahead and check out the streams on Twitch if you're into that sort of thing, and also make sure to like this video and subscribe so I can become #1 YouTube guy. That's about it for me today. I'll catch you in the next one, but until then, as always, have a good one, stay safe, and I'll see you around. Anyway, it's your turn to get the first encounter. So.
I am in the grass.
Amazing.
Oh, okay, I'll take that all day. I'm Starter Central over here.
What do we get? Oh, okay.
Ivysaur,
that's not bad. It's not bad. Let's see what I get. Just don't kill it.
Yeah, honestly.
I got a Jirachi, so...
Bro, what did I say?
Oh my god. Okay.